Curious about all things paranormal? Well, you are in for a treat. Each week I dig up the top 3 craziest stories and mysteries right from our Facebook group. So grab yourself a drink, relax, and get ready to dive into the supernatural with me. Welcome to Paranormal Stories, the top paranormal stories of the week, episode 24. Before we dive into our first submission, I want to talk a little bit about what we discussed last week. We had some really interesting discussions. Is this sound right a little bit? Just want to make sure everything sounds right here because it's coming through a little weird right now. But let's welcome back some of the people here. We have Marbles44 excited for this week. Great to have you here. Who else we have? Kevin Smith. How you doing today, Kevin? Anyone got any ghost stories? We want to hear them now. Let me know, and we will discuss them. Any newcomers here? So discuss your stories. Kevin, how you doing today? I can hear you. Okay, I just want to make sure everything was right. But, all right, now that that's out of the way, I want to thank you all for tuning in to Beyond the Hub podcast. I'm Nick, and I'm excited to have you today for the 30-minute live stream. Are you guys ready to jump into this? I think I am. All right, everyone who has any new paranormal stories or is new to the chat, let me know them now. But first, let's go in here. All right, so we are at 241,000.7 members in our group. That is fantastic. Bear Flag, how you doing today? One of our new moderators. Oh, just clicked on a random person. Oh, and again. So this is a photo. It comes from Gina Hopkins McCaw. Did I already do this one before? No, I couldn't have. Just that name sounded familiar. Okay, so we'll start reading this off so far. Before I show the picture all the way, I took this picture in Sulphur Springs, Texas at the Dairy Carnival. My kids were in the bumper cars. About 6 months later, my daughter was looking through my pictures and came running. Mom, you have a picture of a ghost. Can you guys see it? There is definitely no one standing in the middle while the ride was going. All right, here's the photo. All right. What the heck? Assuming here, anyone who is I would say a photo expert, take a look at this photo right here. And can you see any signs of tampering here? That's crazy. So you're trying to see if it's like a reflection for something, but this is a full figure of someone standing here. We got Bear Flag. How you doing? What is this? Anyone in the chat? What's your theory about this? Because I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is. So again, I took this picture in Sulphur Springs at the Dairy Carnival. My kids were in the bumper cars. About 6 months later, the daughter was looking through the pictures and came running. Mom, you have a picture of a ghost. You have a picture of a ghost. That is a cool photo. I don't know. Kevin could definitely see that. I don't know. Let's see what some of the comments are saying here. Let's see what some of the comments are saying under this. Have to say, I think there is credibility to this picture. I've examined it very carefully, and a lady, is standing in a bad place, and that adds credibility to the pic. Yeah, we were talking about it. If that is a real pic, why would someone be standing, or like if that was a real person standing there in that picture? So it's either a hoax or some sort of photo, like an edited photo here, or this is a genuine picture of the paranormal. Because obviously the ride attendant would be staring at this person. Why are you standing in the middle of the ride? I got to think anyone else here would, like this person's about to turn here. You think this person was like, oh, maybe I'll just hit this person. And my theory is that it is scary. Marbles says that. Um, okay, I guess you have that theory. Everyone in on TikTok, if you guys have a paranormal story, I'd love to hear it. Be sure to let me know. We will read it aloud. My theory is that it's scary. Okay, I can see that. What else are people saying? One thing I would like to know is how old the ride is. That's interesting. You got to think like so. At my county fair, I was actually just there, and I was looking at some of the rides, and I'm like, this looks like the exact same ride from when I was a kid. Like everything, like you could see like the discoloration. Like I don't think they're ever retiring these carnival rides. If I'm being honest with you, it could be residual. You got to think that's possible. What else? I want to see what some of the comments are saying here. Looks like an old Dairy Maid. I mean, would that not make sense? You're at the, what is it, the Dairy Carnival? So for it to be a Dairy Maid, I guess that makes sense. I mean, let's zoom in. Let's just zoom in on what this figure looks like. This looks like some sort of multi-layer dress. And like some sort of necklace here. And it looks like to be sleeve because we can see like the bare arm of someone. Looks like an old granny. Yeah, I could say. Yeah, definitely looks like an old granny outfit. What else are we saying in here? A woman with a white dress, yes. I definitely see a female figure. It's hard for me to determine age without more defined pictures. Yes, always look at the pictures before I read the caption. I saw her straight away. Yeah, this is definitely a very... So this comes from Gina. So they were at the Sulphur Springs, Texas at the Dairy Carnival. So I think it's safe to say if you guys are ever at the Sulphur Springs, Texas Carnival, Dairy Carnival, go to this ride and let me see. I mean, wait, is this an old photo? Because this looks like something that's like from like, I want to say like 2008 or something. You know what I mean? I guess people still use disposable cameras. But this looks like an old photo. Like I wouldn't look at this photo and be like, oh yeah, this was taken last year. But they're not saying anything about this. 6 months later. Yeah, they never said the exact date of it. All right, but I digress. I'm going to say that this is possibly genuine. Because a lot of people are looking through this photo and they obviously they see it right away, but I don't see when I'm zooming in on this, I don't see any like this looks like it was meant to be in this photo. There doesn't look to be any sort of editing done. I'm not seeing anything on the side here. Old and 2008 being used in the same sentence is painful. Well, I mean, you got to think that is quite a bit ago right now. I'm sorry. That is 16 years ago. I would say 16 years. That's old to me. I'm sorry. Okay, now you're making me feel old now. Okay. All right, hold on a second. Let's go back. If you guys want to take a look at that further, I'm going to copy and paste that into here so you guys can read that. All right, but let's go to our next. Our next one is actually a video. So this one is a video. This one was really cool. So watch this one. This comes from, so Jennifer Engel Gaby. Okay, so from my sister's motion activated camera, coincidentally or not, was the anniversary of her husband's untimely death. So let's take a look at this. All right, hold on. Don't look. Don't look. Okay. Okay, here. Start over. There is sound. Okay, looks like a bug at the end. I don't know though. Now that I'm thinking of it, let's... me get a pause right on it. There, all right, so we pause it right here. I'm seeing what looks like. Can I pause that at a better time? Like, am I just him or something? I don't know if I could have paused that at a better time. It makes it look a lot cooler. I'll tell you that. Bear Flag, I think there's an electrical current in the floor of those rides. There is, because like it's connected to the top, and you always see the sparks from above. You got to think that it's all connected. That is cool. It's interesting. You bring that up. Carrie, hi all. Saw the dark shadow. So we paused this at the right time. I think this afterwards is possibly a bug because we see like the little things on the side here. I'm going to say that is a bug. But the beginning of it, or the coincidence of it, is what they're hinting at. But everything else, like, you see the shadow. Start it again. Right here. That is interesting. I'll keep playing this a few more times. Look at that. And then it goes back this way, and then that thing just happens to go right past the camera real quick. I don't know. So it's like the second it goes off, do we still see the shadow after? It's almost like the second it goes out of frame, that goes into frame. All right, what are some of the comments saying? Insects, spider, nothing more, not spooky at all, perfectly explainable. Well, let's see. I saw the dark shadow. I wonder if this is an outdoor setting. If so, it could possibly be insects. That is also true. It's not the bug, it's the black thing. That's what they're trying to hint towards. Blurry fuzz of something could be very close to the lens. That is also true. I like Kevin's idea of it being on an outdoor setting. Thursday you could twice see. I don't know. The plane is bug. Isn't a bug. The black mask before you see the bug dart across the screen. Another insect or spider close to the lens, hence why it appears large and out of focus. Not plain as day, otherwise there wouldn't be a question. An insect or spider close to the lens, there is no evidence of being anything else. You're not looking properly because we all see it. It's not a bug. What else are people saying? Yeah, what do you think? Is there... So, it's nothing if you don't have anything else to back it up. Like, are you feeling any sort of... Like, would you consider that house haunted? So I like that. Like, it's awesome, interesting, shadow-shaped, and walks like a human. So this is from her sister's mug. Coincidentally or not, was the anniversary of your husband's... Now that I'm looking at it more, it is possible that it is an insect because it comes in right from the top. Like right from the side. So, like, if that started, like, out of nowhere in the middle, I might lean a little bit more towards, yeah, that is something. But it does come in from, like, so, like... Yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't know. The more, and here's the thing: I'm not trying to. Well, we are trying to not essentially debunk. We're trying to prove the paranormal, but in doing so, sometimes we disprove it. But that could be. We're not trying to see like this is we don't necessarily want it. Well, I guess we do, but we don't want like this person's like. is this paranormal or is this coincidence or not? But like, is your house like, are you feeling anything beyond this? I'm just thinking, had it started in the middle of the screen, I might say that, okay, that is weird. And if it had a little bit more definition to it, like right there, it's just a blurry blob mess. I don't know. I don't know about this one. I like the first picture we discussed a little bit more than this. Yeah, I mean, that's, you could see like the little, not the wings, like the, like the little insect legs and stuff. I think this right here, this would be a bug to me afterwards. And obviously if there is a bug in there, then you got to think there might be some other bugs, because, nighttime, you open one door and then you're letting a brigade of them in. So let's go back to back to me. How you doing, everyone? But if you guys want to look at that a little bit closer after the stream, there you go. But let's move on to our, we got another video here, but this one, I pulled this one up because it's a reel, and reels are a pain in the butt when you're trying to look at them on a computer, because you can't actually like go through like the timestamp, and this is one of those ones where you want to go through the timestamp. All right. So this comes from Candy Spurlock Stevenson. Oh crap, are we going to be able to start this over? Okay. So I just recorded this video. Can anyone tell me if I am seeing an actual spirit orb at 10 seconds and then again at the minute mark? So let's start. So this is the 10-second mark, I would assume, coming right about now. So this is what they're talking about. You see the dog look at it. All right, let's see if I can mute this until we get to the end. Did everyone see that? Well, while we're here, we're only at the 10-second mark. We can start it over. So they're looking at the light that's coming. It's going to come over here. So you see the dog look at it, but I brought this video to light because this person is asking. They're not saying this is paranormal. Can anyone tell me if you think this is some sort of orb? So now, if we can get to the minute mark on here.
You're too close.
Where it comes again. I'm trying to guesstimate.
Making an apple. You have to wait.
So it's coming up. It's going to be right here.
Oh, no, front beat roll is like.
Hold on. Right there. This is what they think. So you see it driving away. This is an example of light, and it is the light reflecting from this little toy. So you can see how it's moving here, and wherever there's light, there's going to be a reflection of that on these surfaces here. So when this moves over here, you can see how that moves, but it only moves when the little toy car is moving. And then later on too, when you go in there and you see that it's moving later, like that same light comes back, and the light only moves when the light from this device here, this little toy car, is going there. So obviously, yes, you're right, Carrie. The dog did notice. The dog noticed the light coming from there, the reflection of it. See if we can get back to this part here again. I just want to show you this other part. So it's kind of in the background afterwards. I'll put the sound back on right now.
Beat roll is like.
So they're talking about right here. See how it is? And then the car moves and the light's gone. We'll go one more time to the 10-second mark so you guys can see this. There, and then it's gone. So I'm not trying to like go at this in like an aggressive way Um, Everyone always shoots videos in other rooms if they. This is from Kevin. Everyone always shoots videos in other rooms. If they know they've caught something on video, why wouldn't you go into the other room and try to tape it? That's what gets me frustrated with these videos. You are right. Leanne, morning. Sorry can't stay, but have an appointment. Well, thank you for stopping by, Leanne. Always happy to have you here. But yeah, you are right, Kevin. They do that. I know some people, like, if you caught something on video, if you're not intentionally trying to catch something on video, let me rephrase that, then if you do see something in that video, most people aren't going to be like, let me go follow it. They're going to be like, okay, I'm going to take this video. I'm going to pretend nothing happened. Or maybe they don't see it until afterwards, like in some of these cases. But I don't know if this person was intentionally. They just said they recorded the video. Can anyone tell me if this is an actual spirit orb? I think it is just the reflection from your toy car. I don't think you have anything to worry about here. But unless you have any other paranormal happenings that you suspect. But this, I'm confident in saying that that is nothing paranormal. You don't really have anything to worry about there. Let us salad go to the next one. So this is from our friend anonymous participant, and I have to be very careful because if I hover over the anonymous participant part, it will show me who they are, and I've done that before and I felt terrible afterwards. Okay. Wondered if anyone had any ideas about this. My children, all late teens, keep hearing me call their names at home. New home, moved in a few years ago. At first, my oldest used to come in regularly to see what I wanted, thinking I'd call their name. I hadn't. It becomes so regular, I looked it up and tried to explain it as an auditory phenomenon where you take noise and turn it into something recognizable in your head. She has moved away to study now, so I briefly forgot about it. Youngest teen comes in tonight to see what I want. Heard me calling her name, which I hadn't. Stranger still, my son also heard me call for his sister's name. They are not playing tricks on me, but I can't work out why they keep hearing their names being called. Has anyone else had this? Have any of you guys ever witnessed this at all? But Kevin, yes, that explains it. The flashlight. Yep, from the toy car. Has anyone else experienced this? What is it? Is it like a mimic, right? If I'm remembering that correctly. Let's see what some of the comments say. Make sure this is readable for everyone. Yes. Do you have teal-colored objects in your home? Do you have dolls or wooden antiques in your home? Are your lights flickering? Are you having trouble keeping your cell phone charged? You have what we call in the paranormal profession a mimic. Ah. Carrie says, I have heard my name called out in my sleep. Oh, you're bringing up bad memories. I've had that happen to me as well. That is not fun, and it is very scary, especially when you're turned the opposite way from your door. That happened to me when I was a kid. It is not fun. Yeah, mimic. Manny says it could be a mimic, good or bad. I've only had the bad experience where I followed the voice calling me and had a door slam shut on me. After I felt so tired, drained, and down. So my guess was that whatever it was wanted my energy, but could be good family member playing tricks if you had a mischievous relative. Okay. Yeah, Carrie, that's definitely a little bit creepy. Leanne's back. That was a fast appointment, Leanne. Glad you could get back here so fast. Have you ever heard someone calling your name and it wasn't actually that person? That's what we're discussing. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Anonymous participant also stated, my daughter does not seem excessively tired lately. Does a house blessing help? I don't have time for bad things. None of us do, anonymous participant. Could be a djinn. You seen the movie The Haunted with the Smurl family? It's based on a true story. They had a demon who would... Okay. A djinn come up with a special way you would call out to her. She wouldn't answer. That's like, isn't that what that's what skinwalkers do, right? They kind of like mimic your voice. And if you're out in the middle of the woods somewhere, I don't think you would want to hear, well, any human sounding voice calling out for you. I don't think you would at all. Let's see. Lessing might make things worse. I'm assuming Linda meant blessing. It was a quick appointment. Okay. Agree with the other comment. They do mimic. To get it to you, trust it, and eventually the entity will start to do more. I don't think this is what they want, though. I don't think they want more to happen. Okay, I've heard my this was Lewis and Clark. Oh my gosh. They're back? Okay. I've heard my grandma call me from a distance a million times. Her voice was a bit shrill and names were drawn on a bit longer for distances. Then I realized later in life it was Robin singing. Lisa. Robin. That's funny. Sounding like my grandma. I've also heard crows. That is I like that explanation. An animal. Do you have any pets? Because sometimes like my cat will be like, hello, hello. I'm literally like looking around. I'm like, it's just the damn cat. But they like sometimes it sounds so much like the word hello that I'm like, wait a minute. I gotta make sure my cat. If my cat was sitting next to me and that happened, that's a different story. I continue on here. Also heard crows perfectly imitate people laughing, all pretty isolated to a large park by a high school. One set by a single big. I don't know. The girls laughed. Oh my god, it was put off. That is. I like that. I like that explanation. I would like to see if this person has any pets too, because that is a good explanation. Wow, Kevin, that's happened to me also, but only when I was in a deep sleep. Can you elaborate on that? And like, what did it? So is it calling like for your name specifically? And I'm wondering like if it's has to do with that sleep, or and that's like we discussed before, like if it's in that certain realm that we are in the deep sleep. But hold on, we have one more. We got enough time for one more story here. Okay, I'll see if anyone has dealt with this before. Okay, so this comes from Casey Hyatt. Okay, let me get this in frame. My house was built in 1867. At the closing, the man I bought it from had his head down and mentioned his family had lived in the house since the 1920s, and his eccentric aunts used to have Ouija board parties in the living room where the front door used to be, but since they moved the door to a side of home for entry into dining room. I thought it was odd. It was an odd thing to say at all. Things will disappear and turn up randomly weeks later in the middle of the kitchen table. My daughter used to see shadow things when she was younger. The cats will stare at things randomly for no reason. I felt people sit on my bed with me in it, and the cats creep me out like they're watching something I don't see. I occasionally feel like I see a little girl in passing, but she's gone when I look back. It's always in front of this large built-in mirror in the office. Just thought I'd ask if anyone ever had someone who used to own their home mention strange things. Am I crazy? Picture is of a mirror when I was redoing flooring in the office. Just an odd place for a huge mirror, and it's nailed into the wall. Was this an old like decor style? Let's see. Okay. I'm assuming it looks like this was just like their bedroom. Okay. I'm assuming this looks like this was their bedroom. You can see kind of like the like here. I don't think it's a crazy place to have a mirror. What's this other photo? Yeah, I mean that's a little. I don't know. I mean, if it's bolted in. I don't know. Kevin started laughing. Well, let's look at some of the comments here. What are people saying? Paranormal. Lisa Santos, paranormal or not, never keep a mirror on a wall in your home that you did not put there, especially if I'm understanding correctly that it's fixed to the wall. No way. Get it out of there. Could the slanted ceilings cause shadows? Carrie says that. Slanted ceilings. What is this in reference to? I guess it would have to do with the color of the ceiling, the way light could reflect it. Kevin, I'm sorry I skipped over yours. Yes, a voice called out to me specifically, but I couldn't really recognize who it was. Were you alone in the house? Well, obviously, if you heard something, you probably weren't alone in the house, I should say. But could the slanted ceiling cause shadows? I guess it could. It would have to depend on if there's, if there's a window there with the curtains open, I guess a certain maybe. But if you had like all the windows were curtained up, the door was shut, there was no lights, maybe no TV on, nothing to cause reflection, then if you saw a shadow, then I might be like, okay, I think it's time to get out of there. But I see a few. But has anyone else had any issues with mirrors or mirror-related phenomena? I bring this up all the time, but it was just such a crazy experience that when we were doing this paranormal investigation, that we had asked anyone to appear in front of us, and this orb literally out of thin air, it wasn't from the corner, it was out of thin air where this orb appeared, and you can see it go inside the mirror and then disappear where the mirror's on the wall into the mirror. That was the craziest thing. So I do think that mirrors are definitely strange. They definitely have some sort of phenomena attached to them. But I wonder, so this person says, I wonder how many uninvited guests came when that man's aunt had those Ouija board parties. That is true. That's interesting. Remove any mirrors on outside walls. I only see a cat, not a mirror. Or I only see a cat, not a girl. As for the mirror, mirrors are strange. Kevin, it was your bird. Hey, wait a minute. Now that's a lot of activity. That house needs to be investigated if the family was willing. That is true. Especially with that old of a house. But you got to think, everyone always says, oh, the house is so old. This house is so old. Or why is these paranormal happenings? I just bought this place. Well, you didn't just buy the place. You bought the land. And the land, whether what side of the aisle you're on, could be millions of years old. You don't know what took place on that specific plot of land. You know what I mean? So yes, the house itself could be haunted, but you got to think the land's been there a lot longer than that house was. Carrie, mirrors are strange. Let's see. Kevin, was it your bird? But yeah, mirrors are definitely strange. But let's go back here. Because how many did I only did 1, 2... 1, 2. Let me I gotta post the rest of these into here in case you guys want to check these out after the stream. Copy, paste. And our last one. Okay. I had to drop off my car. For a pink slip. What does that mean, Leanne? But I do want to announce one little thing before we wrap this up. Not this week, but starting the following week. I know you guys said you were interested in this. I'm going to be streaming this little thing. We're going to be doing it on Mondays and Fridays if you are down for that. So please share the stream It would definitely help me out, help get this out to more people. But I want to, and we're going to probably have to rename the stream since it is not the top paranormal picks of the week now. It's, so we're going to have to, we might have to change that up. But I want to say thank you all for being here. That's going to bring an end to this little live stream. If you like what you heard and you made it this far, why don't you hit that little like button, subscribe if you haven't, and click that little bell so you constantly know when we post or when we're live. And if you're new here, check out our previous series or our previous episodes where we attempt to unravel other mysteries of the paranormal. And don't forget to stay curious and keep seeking the truth. I want to thank you all again for being here. Love having you all. Love seeing all the familiar faces. And I will see you all live next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So keep the conversation going in the comments. Tag me in your post for a chance to be featured. And stay tuned for more Beyond the Hub podcast. We'll see you soon. Take care, everyone.